Hi, folks. Jonathan Lee here, CEO and founder of Perfect SME, the company that created and owns this remarkable new tool called ImplementERP.ai. Today, we're going to cover how it is that processes are evaluated, assessed, and also ultimately used as a readiness gauge to determine whether your ERP system is ready for go live or not. Okay. So let's take a look at this project called ERP System Optimization. And in this scenario, this regards a company that has an ERP system in place, and they just want to make it better. They've decided that the product is overall good enough, and with a few improvements, it could be functioning really well for them. Okay. So we're going to jump into the process page, which really is a super unique and super critical way of properly assessing and managing ERP projects. Okay. So let's take a look at the popular quote to cash model. The quote to cash, different from order to cash, means that you actually first have to provide the quote to a prospect or a customer for them to approve it. And then once they approve it, that converts over into an actual order. Okay. First of all, that right there is a key basis that we had listed out quote to cash as a process that's being assessed, and then that we have clearly identified the sub processes that reside within that overall process. So the quoting process itself, perhaps there's an internal approval cycle. And then when the customer approves, converts over to an order, the order gets scheduled, the items get produced, assuming that production is necessary. Sometimes it's more of a pick, pack, and ship from an existing finished goods warehouse, right? Then you have the fulfillment steps, you invoice, and sometimes there is a validation process at the end where the customer asks for more information, or you have to chase down the customer because they haven't paid in 60 or 90 days or what have you. So lots of sub processes can exist in this overall process, but we're just going to focus on the first three for now. So in our tool, once you've created this process, okay, and in our video about how to set up a new process, you can see how a process is created to begin with. So before all of this is built out. And within the quote to cash process, you have lead generation. So in this specific example, there's a campaigns page, there's a leads page. Then once the lead becomes an opportunity, so they've actually talked with you about specific items that they need and dates, provided you some additional information for you to be able to actually quote them. You need an opportunities screen, tasks screen, contact screen. So let's say for these first three sub-processes, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 forms, screens, whatever lingo your ERP system uses to describe the actual screen itself. Okay. Now, here's the key. When the campaigns form is designed and tested, designed, built out, and tested, that means that that one is ready to service the lead generation sub-process. Then there's a leads form or screen, and that one also needs to get designed, configured, and tested. Well, when those are ready to go, you're saying my lead generation sub-process is go live ready. Same thing here. When these screens in the system, and it doesn't matter if you're running Acumatica, NetSuite, SysPro, the key is that you have mapped the screens and the forms and the pages to a specific sub-process. So when these are done, that sub-process is ready. When these are all designed, built out, and tested, this one's ready, on and on. So as more of your system is built out, the more the sub-processes are ready, and the more the sub-processes are ready, the more this overarching quote to cash is ready. Super, super important. This is enterprise architecture at its basic, but at its finest. So I'm just going to close out this short video by talking about how it is you determine that the screen is ready. So let's just open up this one. What does that mean? Okay, first of all, when you meet with the consultants from the systems company, okay, or the what's called an SI, system integrator, they show you what functionality, what features, what fields and all that are in that form, that screen. So you have to decide if it's ready to go out of the box or if you need some changes. Okay? And that's what this page is all about. First of all, you can provide a little description. You can do attachments, for example, a script or some sort of work instruction. You identify whether you need any integrations for the data that's used in that screen. If you have any other additional requirements, and this is like security, workflow, stuff like that. Now, here's the key. When the person or persons looks at that form, at the beginning of the implementation, let's say, and they decide that the screen is ready to go as is. It's ready to go out of the box, as they say. Then you say, I've done my review and I don't need any changes. In doing that, you're basically saying a lot of these underlying activities are not necessary because the screen is ready. You don't need to do design steps, you don't need to do build steps, and you don't need to do test for the changes. You still have to do testing, but that's something a little bit different, and that relates to the general training. Okay. If there's a script and it's required, that's where you mark here, yes, a script is required. Are there any dependencies to any other forms of screen? You would note those here. Okay. At the end, to make sure that you're truly ready for cutover, you note that training activities that have been performed, and there's usually at least several cycles, like let's say an introduction to the screen, then later on you have extensive training, let's say, where the end users are being tested on their usage, and then where this form is used in conjunction with many other forms or screens, so that it's a full process testing cycle, and that's part of what's called a conference pilot. And I won't get into the definitions of these, but for those of you engaging in this, you will know what these are if you don't already. Okay. But once these are all done, you'll notice that these get blocked off, and once that's ready, that's what then deems this as completed. And then again, as all these other ones get also completed, that's how you know that the sub-processes are ready. When all the sub-processes are ready, that's ready. And these are marked, by the way. When they're completed, you'll see a green mark showing that those are ready to go. And so visually, it's really quick and easy to know that your system is ready to go for quote to cash. Okay, that's it for this video. Please check us out at ImplementERP.ai. This is Jonathan Lee signing off and saying thank you.